Many months ago when I was taking the Pajero to work every day, people asked me, hey, what's that thing like to drive every day? Well, today I have found some previously lost footage of me driving that thing to work and taking my friends out to lunch in it. We begin our day like any other, go outside and walk the quarter mile down to where the truck is, enjoy its lovely view, and then hop inside and get situated. Due to its age, I tend to start the truck first and then get in it. That way, it's already got a head start on me. Woo. Yeah. It is a hole in here. Alright. I know, the truck's a little dirty, but I just did a couple of road trips. You can forgive a guy if he's not perfectly pristine in here. Also, it's one of the best parts about this truck. That's how thick the wall is, but it also means you can see straight down. Parallel parking this is a piece of cake when you realize just how close you are to the edge of the truck when you're in the truck. There we go. We're in gear. Two-wheel drive today. Now, given my truck's size and girth, even though it's already in two-wheel drive, it's still a very big vehicle, and thus, oftentimes, U-turns involve me putting it in reverse and doing a three-point turnaround. As you can tell, the ride quality is extremely comfortable, enough so that you can just stick your arm out the window and have a nice time while also not being distracted by Oscar. I will say one of the chief things that I do complain about with this truck is its braking. It is a bigger vehicle, so I do want to upgrade these brakes soon, but obviously I have no trouble stopping on a dime, especially now that I know how this truck works. And you know what they say about right-hand turns in a left-hand drive car? Well, the opposite is true for a right-hand drive. Left-hand turns feel kind of weird because you realize there's so much vehicle on your left side, and if you're an American, that's just a weird sensation at first. It takes some getting used to, but otherwise it becomes a part of your life. I think honestly one of my favorite aspects about owning this early model Montero is the fact that these trucks were definitely built with utility in mind, and the military aspect of it just really shines through in the way it handles and behaves, especially on rough road. This thing is totally a tank on wheels, and for some people that might be a weird sensation. You might think that it would be more SUV-like. No, this thing drives around like it's an armored truck, and it's awesome. What's funnier still is most people look at it and have no idea what exactly they're looking at unless they're already familiar with it. I've had many people say, oh, is that a Land Rover? One guy tried to say this was a G-Wagon and I was lying to him. That was a fun conversation. But all in all, most people are impressed with just the way that it looks and the fact that it's in this good a shape for being a 32-year-old truck. Oh, we got a tunnel. Oh, we got a tunnel. Let's be honest, this thing doesn't sound great at all. I mean, it does because it's a dope truck, but it could use an exhaust pretty badly, actually. In fact, I might actually fail inspection this year because my exhaust got a hole in it. So yeah, we're probably going to take this to a muffler shop here in the near future. And of course, after narrowly missing a typical Virginia driver not paying attention, I pull up to the job site and begin to try and find parking. Now, because the truck is actually naturally pretty tall, I unfortunately just don't fit inside the parking garage and have to park outside, typically in the sun. Today we actually got lucky and found a parking space that was bathed in the shade of the building across the street. Once we're in the parking space, it's the same routine as always, getting my stuff together and hopping upstairs to work. Man, look at that thing. After doing my thing for a few hours and making sure no one's personal information gets leaked, because after all, Jesus is watching, me and Nick Serrano head out to go get lunch. I could just run over the curb, that would be funny.
Let's not get in trouble.
What's it like owning this truck? Well, nothing stands in your way. Look at that big boy. Girl, sorry. She looked me dead in the face.
You couldn't tell she was looking at you or me.
After that lovely encounter, we headed out. And of course, Nick got bored pretty quickly and decided to go look at my factory manuals with the fun cartoons in them. Thanks, Jonathan. I forget that you can do tire chains on these.
Yep.
Only they still have the tire chains.
Oh, they come with the car?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Dude, there were tons of options for this thing. One of them included a factory winch.
Factory winch?
1,400-pound winch.
Nice.
We then proceed to talk about some of the cool factory options these trucks had, as there were many and several different iterations and variations of these vehicles over time. Yep.
I love this thing, man. I don't even need the car, I just want this book. This is awesome.
I'll find you a PDF.
Yeah. So cool. I want my car to come with fun stuff like this.
Well, when
JDM.
I finally can afford to start my import business later this year, Lord willing. I mean, you know, I have pretty good lines of credit. I'll be honest, many people over the time I've owned this vehicle ask why I went with the automatic instead of the manual, and the truth of the matter is, it's what came with the vehicle. I just wanted one of these trucks and didn't necessarily care in the beginning, but it turns out I ended up with a gold mine. This vehicle came spec'd beautifully, and more importantly, was maintained beautifully. Turns out the automatic is actually a stronger and more reliable transmission than the manuals that these Pajeros came with, and as a result, this truck is going to have a very nice, long, and happy life with us. Are those ridge grapplers? Hey, somebody else we may have indoctrinated. Look at that.
What?
Gotta love it. We did a review on ridge grapplers and got like 30,000 views on it or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
People came back texting us saying like, yeah, these things are great. Alright, we gotta do the thing, the right hand drive thing.
Yeah.
I'm not driving backwards, but I am gonna order across the car.
How can I help you?
Yes, can I get a blonde iced vanilla latte? The color bug. How's it going? I got cash for you. Normally there's a Frenchie right here. Instead I got this guy. He's more intimidating.
Okay, no cappuccinos for Liz.
That lactose intolerance comes strike with a vengeance. Alright.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Saw his face.
Yeah. You had that look of what the heck? It doesn't help that this is bright friggin' green. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Appreciate it. We'll have to do this again when I bring the dog. Have him sit in the... I was wondering what this straw was for.
For that. Some people don't want to feel like, you know, sipping something out.
I'm okay with being an adult child when it comes to my sippy cups. They're so much more efficient. After the funny yet slightly awkward interaction at Starbucks, we went back to the office. Now, one thing that a lot of people ask me about is the turn signals. Are they on the same side? Are even the foot pedals on the same side? And as you can tell, everything is identical as far as the foot pedals go, but the steering stuff is all backwards. Your turn signal's on the right, and your wipers are on the left. Whereas on an American car, your turn signal's on the left and the wipers are on the right. Flipping back and forth between this and the Evo proved to be quite the funny task, because I would repeatedly do the opposite of what I needed to do in both vehicles because of interchanging between the two. After finishing my day at work, it's time to head home, and as you can tell by the little green light in my dash, I am in four-wheel drive mode. I will say the four-wheel drive engagement on the road is actually really good. It allows me to get much better launches, and it stiffens up the steering just enough so that I feel a little bit more in control, especially in all the construction zones that are going on around where I live and where I work. I live in one of the few places that still has a YMCA. And after a rather uneventful ride home, I came home to a mess. Yep, look at that Mitsubishi. And I am covered in someone's dirt.
In filth.
See, this is one of those times where I get so angry and upset because clearly they did not give any regard at all to my car being here, as it is coated in dirt and dust. This happened today because it didn't look like this earlier. They definitely chewed out this part of the paint and are probably going to make a turn lane here. But the fact that they had to do me dirty like this, not even leave an apology note, and just cover my car in filth. And then it looks like someone, yep, stole my sticker. This community here gives no respect to my car, none whatsoever. Also, a couple days ago, some punk kid decided to doodle on my bike, much to my anger and dismay. So I had to go through and actually like try to remove it. You can still see some of it. Like I said, man, I can't have nice things apparently. People don't like it when you do better than them, and this is a good example of that. It really just means that all these need to go to the car wash, especially because I apparently killed something underneath my tire. So, yeah, we'll figure this out. Also, someone backed into my car, and I'm so upset because it's the only hood I have. It's not like I have another, hood to go with the bumper. It's just the bumper, so it is what it is. In case you couldn't tell, I'm very glad I don't live there anymore. Of course, the sad irony being that my Evo was broken into in front of my own house, in front of my own window. That's a different story for a different time. But there you have it. That's what it's like to live with my Pajero and drive it every day. Realistically, I love that truck to death, and it is my ideal daily. I love how safe I feel in it. It's very stout, it's very sturdy, it's very well balanced, it handles really well, and given that it's all-wheel drive and technically an all-terrain style vehicle, I can use it any day, anywhere, anytime. And I personally, for myself, love that. It's just super confidence inspiring being able to get in that thing and just go somewhere. Unfortunately, of course, if you're not familiar with my channel, the Pajero has been down for quite a long time due to, well, an overloaded circuit. I put the subwoofer on there without a load resistor, without a capacitor, and fried my ECU and the distributor, and probably a bunch of other things I haven't been able to find yet. Thankfully, through my new business, I'll be able to actually import those parts and fix the truck, get it back up and running, and maybe even start doing house deliveries with it. I don't know. World will be my oyster at that point in time. But if you're interested to see what my original opinions were on that truck, you should check out this video here. Everything I had to say in this video just got amplified by 10 once I fixed my shocks and got fresh tires on it. And of course, if you want to see its future, like and sub, follow us for more.